So where are those day one patch notes, you ask? Well, guess what? They freaking leaked. Devin.com posted this out on Reddit. Day one update details. He's from the press. He got an email from EA, and it has been confirmed that these patch notes are correct, except that they are missing a few bits. So we will be getting full fleshed out patch notes from EA sometime soon ahead of this February 22nd patch. But this is a look at the February 22nd patch notes. In this video, we're going to be talking about changes to Javelins, to weapons, to Strongholds, new updates and fixes, and much more. So hey everyone, what's up? Open World Games here, and let's begin. Also, remember, if you find anything really cool during your adventures in Anthem, don't forget you can submit your gameplay to me, your screenshots, what have you. I will be sure to highlight them, showcase them here on the channel. So if you find that really cool legendary weapon or something really unique, send it my way, and I will be making videos and then also shouting you guys out. All right, so let's do this. So, of course, we're going to go over the immediate stuff first. So we have some server-side fixes. This is really cool, actually, because they've been able to fix some important stuff server-side pretty much immediately. So this was posted by Michael Gamble, who says this: we just pushed a small update which adjusts when the Tomb Challenges opens up, allows folks to progress from level 3, and should fix those who got blocked due to an earlier crash. Now, there were some follow-up questions about this from Say No to Rage, who says this: can you clarify what you mean about when it opens up, allows folks to progress from level 3? And a response from Paul Tassi, who chimed in on this: like, it activates at level 3, so everything you do from level 3 onward will count towards it, as opposed to the level you are when you get it, 10 or whatever. And then Michael Gamble, confirmed that this is true. He says, which also means that if you got stuck at finding old friends and the challenges didn't unlock, it'll be okay, because now it's tied to level. So, great fix to Tomb Challenges there, for sure. And it's nice to see that they're able to adjust stuff server-side so quickly, because that's going to be important to the longevity of this game, fixing up, stuff like that very quickly. All right, let's get into the Javelin updates and fixes. And it looks like we got some buffs here, too. So, for the Javelins, it says this: the Colossus Javelin is now able to activate its shield more quickly after using an ability or firing a weapon. The Storm Javelin now reacts to getting hit when its shields are up, and fixed an exploit that allowed the Storm's ultimate attack to be used more times than intended. And the Colossus Javelin can now shield and revive at the same time, which is pretty cool. And then the Interceptor combo aura effect has been increased in power and now has a damage over time component. So some buffs there to several of the Javelins. So good news there, especially if you are a fan of the Colossus and the Interceptor. So nice. That's good to see. Oh, by the way, real quick, I wanted to mention that I am still running the Anthem giveaway really fast. If you want a chance to win Anthem on PS4, Xbox One, or PC, hit that subscribe button and then turn on the bell notification icon. But also see the link in the description below for full details. You're going to want to click that link because that's the proper way of entering the giveaway. But it is open to subscribers only, so check that out in the description below. All right, so moving on. Just wanted to mention that really fast. Let's keep going here. So, next up, goes on to say this: high-level fixes, improved loading times, fixed many infinite loading screens, fixed multiple challenges not tracking properly. A number of issues have been fixed that were causing players to disconnect or crash. And then weapons and gear now have numbers present for modifiers. So nice stuff there, especially about the loading screen stuff. So a little bit more details about that were expanded upon as we head over to social media. So this was a question by Matt Needler, who says this: seems like 540 RPM and the 720 drives have issues with loading streaming data. SSDs, however, are much more quicker. I haven't had any loading issues with my SSDs at all. And the response was from Mike Gamble, who says this: day one patch has some optimization for 540, 720 RPM, or fragmented drives. Obviously, we can't expect everyone to have SSDs, so this is on us to make it better, period, and we will continue to. So promises about the loading times and stuff like that. Now, interestingly, I found out recently that I didn't actually install my Anthem to the proper drive. I wasn't running on an SSD, so now it's on SSD. I'm going to tell you guys how that's running, so apparently it's going to run much better. A lot of people report that's running like a, every other game out there. Very good. when it comes to loading time. So I'm excited about that one to get that going, especially for stream, so you guys aren't sitting through all those loading times. Which, by the way, I will be streaming again today. See that description below. If you want to join my streams, would love to have you guys out there. Drop in and say hello. All right, next up, general fixes and improvements. Says this: loot reveal and expedition summary now currently play during the end of expedition screen. The gather party mechanic has been made more lenient in a number of situations. At the end of expedition screen, players will no longer get stuck on recording victories or skipping all. Game no longer hangs in Javelin menu when unlocking the second, third, or fourth Javelin. Now, during the mission, what freelancers do, dying after killing Junk Ball and freeing Arcanists, leaving you unable to progress, this has also been fixed. Also, some other stuff here too. It says challenges now unlocked for players at the correct levels. Fix some camera issues during cutscenes. Legendary contracts can now be accepted from the social hub contract board, so it's going to make it a little bit easier between, loading. And then some enemies have had their shield values decreased, and loot now properly drops for players who are downed. A lot of people were looking after that fix, and that is coming here 22nd. All right. Furthermore, it says the texture quality on the NPC Prospero has been improved. Final boss of Strongholds now drop loot instead of only being shown on the end of the expedition screen. Fix the timeouts on echoes and relics to prevent griefing and to handle disconnections properly. So yeah, you won't have to deal with those players that are roaming around with the echo and refuse to turn it in. Players can no longer fall through the floor during the third trial in the Fortress of Dawn. Completing the tutorial, expedition will now show the correct ranger appearance. Now, for bugs, I have run into a few. I've run into some that are classified as game breaking, but we've always found a way around them, a workaround, which has been nice. But overall, the experience has been, in my personal opinion, really good, especially compared to what I experienced in the VIP demo, which was riddled with bugs. But it's good to see all these bug fixes now. It says this: after disconnecting, rejoining an expedition will now place you back into a squad if you were in one previously. Correct an issue where players could not interact with each other in the launch bay in certain circumstances. Wow, there we go. And then corrected an issue during the mission Bad Till, where outlaws won't spawn, blocking progress. The start of expedition screen has been improved. Addressed a variety of situations where killing enemies does not properly progress world events. That was one thing that was such a pain that I was running into, and it's good to know that that has also been addressed. This is opening a chest now increments the Tomb of Legionnaire progress for all squad members present. Sweet. And this is Scar snipers can no longer shoot through the storm shield. Correct an issue where players would get stuck on the end of an expedition screen in some situations. Players will no longer get disconnected if joining the Finding Old Friends mission while the cinematic is playing. Which I've heard there's been some problems with cinematics and loading into stuff and freezes and stuff like that. So, good adjustments there. And then finally, address a number of situations where players can get stuck on the environment in launch bay, and then increase the damage of the electric status effect. That's kind of hidden in there. That's pretty noteworthy, actually. And then correct an issue where the Shield of Dawn could be crafted with less materials than intended in some situations. And then the Platinum Mission feat now grants completion as intended. And then status effects can more reliably be applied to Titans. There you have it. So that's good to hear about the status effects as well, because that's going to be super important going forward, because I noticed that they're kind of weak against bigger enemies. Now let's talk about Strongholds with super blurry text. Okay, so for Strongholds, it says fix an issue that would cause a Stronghold server crash after defeating the last boss. For the Temple of Scar, players can no longer get stuck in the mine tunnel in the explosive room, and players can no longer be blocked from entering the explosive room due to fog wall. Then fix tyrant mines so that people can join the Stronghold in progress, do not end up locked away from their team. So yeah, good fixes there. And then also just lighting in the tyrant mine underwater sections. And then the swarm tyrant will no longer get stuck in the side cave entrances in some situations. So it's going to make it easier to also navigate underneath that water. And then correct an issue where players would spawn into different areas of the tyrant mines in certain situations. So some fixes there. Good news. And then let's talk about gear and weapons. So going forward, it says this: after having first pilot unlock suit after tutorials, creating a new pilot and going to forge no longer causes load screen hanging. Ice damage bonuses are now correctly applied on ice gear. And then suit-wide bonuses from inscriptions are now functioning properly. And then it goes on to say players can no longer salvage equipped items. And then it says Javelin specific gear or weapons are no longer able to be used on Javelins they aren't intended for. Corrected an issue where in some certain circumstances Masterwork components do not have any inscriptions. And then the Endless Siege Masterwork autocannon no longer displays a damage increase of 0% in its tooltip. So good news there. Now let's talk about crafting. It says non-Masterwork materials purchased from crafting store now show as their proper rarity instead of incorrectly showing as Masterwork. And then there's a bunch of other fixes here as well related to controls and UI. It says additional mouse and keyboard control improvements have been made. They've made some great strides with that on PC. And then I've just heard so many compliments about that. I usually use, my controller because I like flying with my controller. So whatever. I'm still on PC, but that's how I roll. And then it says some conversations were not popping up and reputation points post-conversation completion. This has been fixed. And then a bunch of other stuff, as you can see here. You can read over the additional patch notes for yourself. But yeah, some noteworthy stuff there going forward. And it's nice to see that, they're especially putting the load times up there on top priority. Now, there are some notable stuff here from Jesse, community manager on Anthem, who says this: we've reduced the chance of high rarity items in non-world event chests in free play. This applies to all difficulty levels in Anthem. And yeah, so that's something to know as well. And then the reply from Joe was this: it's impressive you guys are able to do stuff this quick. Question though, is it because of Anthem being on Origin or PC? Rather, would it be just as quick on console? I know they have a certification or something, right? And the reply was from Michael Gamble, who says this: server side for all platforms, Anthem is built with long-term scalability in mind. And I'm just impressed they got to the Tomb Challenges stuff so quickly and have kind of adjusted that in that way, and have at least taken to fixing that in some way that quickly. So that's noteworthy, and that's something that we're going to be looking out for in the future, because this game, the longevity of this game, is going to be all about server-side fixes and getting stuff fixed very, very rapidly. But guys, there it is, the latest happenings with Anthem. That's the day one patch. It's not the full patch notes, and certainly isn't like the official, patch notes, which we'll be releasing by, EA shortly, EA and BioWare. So I will have that up if there's anything really, really notable. But I think these are going to be the most notable changes going forward for Anthem. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you guys later. And have a good one. Take care.